you get it? Is it on?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Taking Over the World with Ed and Aaron. What's up, buddy?
What's happening, buddy?
None much.
Bienvenido. What was that? I was thinking of the Will Smith, Miami. Bienvenido a Miami.
Yes.
How was it?
But let me look.
Oh,
Let's just start this off.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Okay.
So I was in Miami.
Okay.
Working.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to do an honest day's work.
Okay. Okay.
Working on listings and stuff over there, and I picked up a buyer while I was already there. So I had a bone to pick. So my brother-in-law.
Okay.
One of the days we got together, spent some time with family. He tells me, "Hey, you want a beer?" Because it was on a Sunday. We were watching the Dolphin game. I'm like, "Yeah, I really don't drink. You want a shot of tequila?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You know what? You want a glass of wine?" I was like, "No, I don't want any of that shit. I don't drink that often, and I'm not a big drinker, so no." He's like, "You know what? I've been watching your podcast. I think you should have a drink before you do your podcast because you're fucking stiff."
Really?
Yes. So I take offense to that. Albert telling me I'm stiff, that I'm not. He's like, "Bro, you gotta relax, just be yourself. Let's
True
just
that.
flow."
True that.
The fuck? I think I am myself. I don't know what his problem is.
Maybe you wound a little tight.
No.
That's what your boy's saying. Your boy's saying you wound a little tight.
No.
Hey,
So
listen.
I have an issue with that. So
Okay.
That was, I told you, I had a bone to pick. They're telling me now I'm a fucking El Stiffo. Like, what the hell's that?
Apparently, it's a guy that needs a shot of tequila.
No tequila. Anyways.
So, listen. I'm okay with a shot of tequila, getting on the phone a little bit, settle the nerves. Probably, whatever you need. Or maybe it's not, work related. Maybe it's something else related.
Mr. ASU.
Hey, listen, Mr. I'd like to be called Mr. Four-Seed, please.
Mr.
Four-Seed, please.
Four-Seed. Oh, okay.
Is it possible for Santa to have a shot of tequila? I mean, he's technically controlling the sleigh.
Well, he punched me in the nose right now, so yeah, I'm sure.
Well, you messed around and found out. He smacked you in the nose. You got a little snippy with Santa. He done whapped you one.
Jeez.
Okay, bro?
He got a little crazy.
Listen, I will. Okay, so I don't have a bone to pick, but this is always a topic of conversation. I was home. I didn't actually tell you this part because I didn't see you guys until today because you just got back from Bienvenido a Miami.
Yes.
I was in and out of the house Monday with Brooklyn because she was, I think, just a long weekend, but she was real throaty and issues, blah, 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 whatever. So I was in and out with her and we were watching some Christmas movies. So I'm down with a Christmas movie.
Which one?
We'll see. So here comes my question. If you had to pick, I want number one and then top three.
Like for me personally?
Yeah, for you personally. Like if you were to pick a movie, Christmas movie, holiday movie, okay, call it Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas.
Okay, can I have an honorable mention for number one, but it's not going to be most of this generation's number one?
You can't have an honorable mention. You need a number one, and if you're not sure it's number one, you can put it in your top three. No, you've got one movie to watch. You're going for it. You get one movie. It's your turn to pick. Boom, go. That's your movie. No, no. Number one Christmas movie. And then, I want to see what rounds out your top three.
Number one Christmas movie.
Yeah, if you had to pick one right now.
I'd say Grinch.
The animated one?
No.
The one with Jim Carrey. Oh, okay.
The Jim Carrey Grinch.
Okay.
I like that one.
So that's your number one.
That's number one.
Now, what rounds out your top three?
Top three would have to be the most controversial of all.
Did you say Die Hard? How are you going to say Die Hard? You're such a dork. As soon as you said that, I knew you would do something like that. I mean, Bruce Willis is the man. I mean, I get it. Bruce Willis is the man.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Okay. So you are putting Die Hard in your top three.
He's got to be in my top three. That's definitely one.
So what's the last one that rounds it out?
No, top three. So you have a number one and then three more. Or is just that's part of the top three?
Okay, that's fine. You can have your number one and then we'll say whatever, an additional top three.
Okay. Home Alone has to be one of them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One. Original.
Okay.
And then for me personally, most of this generation probably have never heard of this
Why do you
movie.
keep going that way? How old do you think we are?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
Getting His Wings.
it's not a great pick.
Bro, that is a great pick. See, a lot of people don't know that movie.
See, I'm going number one. I mean, hands down. It's really not even close. The Santa Claus 2.
Oh, come on.
The Santa Claus 2 on repeat. Thank you, Tim Allen. Tim Allen is a Christmas present.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Wilson. I mean, I grew up watching Home Improvement.
See,
Tim
okay.
Allen is a national
All right.
treasure.
Okay.
And I like Santa Claus 2. I think it's a good, feel-good movie.
Okay.
I'm down with Santa Claus 2. Rounding out my top 3, I definitely go Home Alone. I think that's just a classic. And you got to go 1. Everything else is, yeah. But it's interesting because I think Santa Claus 2 is the best of the trilogy.
Really?
Right? Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, I think you just have to throw Christmas Vacation in there. I mean, what's Christmas Vacation without Shitter's Full? Right? A little Chevy Chase action too. I don't know what else rounds out my top 3 though. I mean, Die Hard's solid.
Even the Christmas Chronicle was a good one.
Christmas Chronicle is good. I did watch Brooklyn, and I watched one on Netflix the other day that I think this is a sleeper pick.
Krampus was good too.
Noel. Have you seen Noel?
Noel was good.
Noel's solid. It's kind of a little goofy, but I think it's a good try hard feel good movie.
So I like Krampus.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty cool. And lately on my
Unless you go Billy Bob Thornton, it just came to me and go Bad Santa. I mean,
that's not appropriate for kids.
that's definitely not appropriate.
There's another Santa that's kind of like that, where they're killing everybody.
I don't know, but there wasn't The Rock, friend of the show, Maui.
Yep.
Didn't he come out with one this year? Like Red One, right?
Red One. Yeah,
is it out in theaters?
It's out in theaters.
You can only see it in theaters. You
only
cannot...
in theaters.
Okay.
Only in theaters. But I do have to say, if Christmas movies, there's a lot of good ones.
There's some.
But I still think Wonderful Life, Getting His Wings. It's a feel good story. You know.
All right.
It shows you how to appreciate life.
Okay.
And where you are in life.
Fair enough.
But let's change the subject real quick to a minute.
Here we go.
Did you see the final race in Abu Dhabi?
I didn't. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, it was insane.
Haven't watched it.
And you know what was the worst part about it?
No. So I haven't watched it.
So you don't know who won the Constructor Cup?
I saw it. Yeah,
the
Constructor Cup was won by McLaren. I saw that.
Okay. So Lando came in first place and won everything. He won it for the team.
He won the Abu Dhabi or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and that clinched it.
That clinched it.
Okay.
2 and 3 were Sainz and Leclerc, which put them in second place for the Constructor Cup. But I have never seen anybody so upset at a team not winning as Leclerc. Like, visibly and emotionally upset that he did not pull it through for the team.
Well, and I wonder if some of it has to do with they obviously, Red Bull and Max get the champion. McLaren gets a Constructors' Cup, which begs to differ. Which one would you rather have? You know, as a team principal, you probably want the Constructors' Cup. But I could see how you arguably like, hey, we also got the world champion, 4-time world champion. So that's pretty dope. So Ferrari gets nothing. They're bridesmaids twice over.
Right.
Right. But maybe Leclerc's also thinking, it's one of those things where you think you can do the job, but then like you can't, and like dad has to come bail you out or something like that, or like, hey, let me help you do this. And so I wonder if he's pissed that he lost, they didn't get it, because now the dynamic changes because Hamilton's coming in, and now if they win, is everybody gonna be like, oh well, yeah, Leclerc couldn't do it, they needed Hamilton to do it,
No, they actually, I think he was visibly upset because he wanted Sainz to go out as the winning team.
Fair enough. I can get on board with that.
And I didn't know. I was looking into this. I was listening to it because I've been following it a lot more lately than I had before. But apparently Sainz was pushed out.
Yeah. By Hamilton signing.
to make way for
Yes,
Hamilton.
100%.
So
100%.
he was the sacrificial lamb.
Yes.
And then I was watching an interview with him because I didn't know exactly how the dynamic worked because I don't follow it that closely. I'm following it more now because since they have it in Vegas, my wife's all over it. The kids love it. My son and my wife wake up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sundays to watch the damn races. Like, it's crazy. But it was amazing to me to see that he was Science was the sacrificial lamb. Mm-hmm. And someone asked him, would you have preferred to go somewhere else other than Williams? And he was like, to be honest, I was out here for 6 months. Nobody came knocking on my door. Like, I didn't have a home. They were the ones that were like, yeah, come over.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I'll go there.
Yeah, it's one of those things is like you start messing with the dynamic of teams and things get weird, And it'll be interesting to see because you get these things where everybody wants to be the center of attention, right? You see it like in real estate, right? We've seen it before. They're part of a team. They do one deal and they're like, yep, I'm ready to fly and I got this. I got it figured out, and then they go out and they're out of the industry within a year or they end up joining another team or whatever. And it's like, hey, whatever. Like, you don't want to be here? Great, go for it. Like, we don't really care. Do you? And I think it all goes back to the theme of the 24 season, which is the year I'm just going to call it a season now, is ego, right? And it's prime example of Hamilton not being able to win. Ferrari is the sexy pick because it's Ferrari. But I think, Hamilton's like, hey, listen, like I need to shake things up. He's not doing anything at Mercedes, which Mercedes started to get better. So he's like, I want to be able to drive Ferrari in my career. So he kind of calls his shot. But now it's like the team dynamic gets thrown out of the window, like you said. And maybe Leclerc's like, bro, like my boy's Sainz. Like, I don't need Hamilton. Like, we're in second place. Like, we're one off the Constructors' Cup. Like, why do you got to break up our team? And now, it's kind of like the same thing with Juan Soto, right? The guy comes in and signs 15 years, $750 million. Which is absolutely astronomical. But I get it. The Mets went far last year, but it's not like the Mets are a perennial World Series team. And now you don't have Aaron Judge. Now you don't have Giancarlo Stanton.
There it goes again.
You don't have.
But see,
so now he wants to. He made it about him, and he made it about his suite. Supposedly, it was like it came down to $5 million and a suite. And the Yankees were like, "We're not giving you a suite. We didn't give Aaron Judge or Jeter a suite. You're not getting a suite."
Right.
And Cohen was like, "Hey, here's your suite and the extra $5 that you need."
Right. So that begs the question: are you? So from all accounts of what I see, right, Max is far away right now, probably the best driver.
Yeah, but the gap's closing. But yes,
let's just say
100%. Yep.
He is the
he's the 4-time world champion.
Right,
so
you
yes,
have to knock him off.
Yes.
And one of the things interesting about F1 compared to other sports is it seems like when one of the drivers gets on a run, they go 4, 5, 6, 7 years before somebody topples them.
Yeah,
it's never. There's very few times in the history since I was looking at things since 2000 or since the 90s. There's very few one-season champs.
Yeah.
Usually they take 3 to 5 seasons, and then they fall off.
Well, and I think it makes sense because you have all the engineering, the tech, and all that stuff. So yeah, okay.
So it makes so he's the leader right now. I think Lando's coming up.
Yeah, I would agree. He's right on his tail.
I think Lando's right on his tail. But from all accounts, one of the best teammates is Hamilton. Like,
really?
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
I don't know. I'm not a Hamilton fan.
Well, that's fine. That's okay. But like a lot of people say, like Sainz is very, like even when he talks, it's all about what I can do and what I'm gonna do and and even Leclerc talks more about the team. I mean, Hamilton, after he did his signature, donuts at the end with Mercedes, his last race or whatever, they had the camera back in the garage and stuff, and he's making it a point to call everybody over, take pictures, and like solidify his relationships with those people. And yeah, it's been a long time he's been driving for them.
Oh yeah,
forever. But Max is one that everybody says driving with him is a nightmare.
I can see that.
When he races, he
I
is
can
the
see that.
biggest friggin' jerk in the world.
Hey, I can see
He
that.
wins, and he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
But
he's got that arrogance.
ugh.
F you, throttle to the floor. Let's roll.
And the drivers had a dinner the last night there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see what they did to him?
To who? To
To
Max?
Max.
No.
So Max is beefing with Russell,
Uh-huh.
right? So everybody got there. Russell was the last one there.
Made him sit by Max?
The only chair they left open was next to Max.
I didn't see that. But I saw
But he didn't
Botas.
sit there. He grabbed the chair and went to the back.
No.
Yeah.
But did I read or saw Botas picked up the bill for it?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Because
Yeah,
they were
but-
teammates for a long time, too.
Yeah, but they were, and then I didn't realize that Lando's two really good friends, closest friends, are Leclerc and Sainz,
No. Interesting.
because he won the race with them, and he was celebrating with them the Constructor Cup and everything, with two of his good friends. So it begs to differ. Who do you want on your team? Do you want the perennial all-star, or do you want a solid teammate? Because Soto said, I mean, from all accounts, Soto didn't want to be in Judge's shadow. So he wanted to prove it on his own. Which, for some people, like, I get it. You want to go out there and do it on your own. But you better put up or shut up, bro. Like, if you go out there, you're going to, if you don't put up, like, if he doesn't put up monster numbers next year and show that this is why they paid me,
Yo, his contract's going to be under scrutiny for the rest of his life. Yeah, see, so for me...
Ohtani came through,
Ohtani came through.
right? So he got
Ohtani
his
came
$700 million
Yep.
whatever contract.
And
that
got
he's
him a
right.
World Series ring.
Right, and got him a World Series ring. So no one's ever going to talk crap about that one because he got his ring, he got $700 million, and they just paid $700 million to get a ring.
Yeah, and it's funny because you look at Ohtani and you think, okay, he can throw, he can hit, he can run, right? You look at Soto, you're like,
He can
he
gamble.
can hit.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that?
He's not a great outfielder.
No.
So it's like you're paying that much for a bat. It's a lot of money to commit. So here's where I'm at with it. I think if you have the money and you're missing one piece and you got the rest of the team, I think it's okay to go splurge.
But is Soto that one
But-
piece?
Well, and the thing is that okay, now you take the team environment. Like what we tell all of the agents that interview with us and stuff is like we're very upfront about our culture. It's a little bit wild, it's loud, it's fun, but it's very family oriented. Like don't cross the family. Like this is the mob in here, like the Gucci Goo or
Right.
something, I don't know. Right? Something very Italian. If I knew what it was, it would be it, right? This is the Cubano mob in
ring
here,
is-
right? Yeah, right? But nobody crosses anybody. So kind of like Ferrari, it's like, okay, well, they finished second. Now if you throw Hamilton in and they drop to 5, it's like, okay, well, yeah, you throw a really good driver in there, but the chemistry's not there. That's kind of like the Diamondbacks from the previous year. They didn't have a whole lot of splash and, like big names, things like that, but they made it to the World Series.
Right.
The team played very well together.
Right.
So I think in a lot of cases, it's fine to bring in, a number one person. Right? But you got to really understand what the dynamic of that team is all about. Do you have the strength? Is the team ready to handle a big personality like that? A look at me kind of flashy guy? Or is your team better off taking that money and buying, getting in 5 other guys, deepening some, the bullpen or getting some speed? You go back to like Moneyball where, they get on base to score. Like one guy's not going to win you the game every time.
Right.
Like, especially when his is like, okay, he can get on base and hit, but it's like the Dodgers had a lot more to go with Shohei. And Shohei next year will be able to pitch, he'll be able to hit, and he can obviously run.
Right.
Like, if nobody's on base, solo home runs don't win a lot of ball games.
And now they're talking about the Yankees, I hear, are talking about moving Judge into center field.
Judge plays center field.
I'm the left field or right field, one of the two, to where he's getting less action. Mm-hmm. Try to save him.
I think the Yankees just need to go get like Mike Trout.
Dude, that would be a pickup.
The Angels need to get rid of Mike Trout. I'm an Angels fan through and through, but our boy Mike Trout deserves to go somewhere where he can win.
What about your Arizona
Which ones?
States?
Arizona State, man. My
Number
boy
4.
Scatterboo. Scatterboo's the boo, man. I am a little disappointed that he didn't get the invite to New York for the Heisman. I feel like he
Let's
should.
not get carried away.
Yeah, bro.
Let's not get carried away.
Scatterboo. Bro, he goes to the Big 12 championship.
Scatterboo-hoo-hoo.
Scatterboo. Scatterboo.
Scatterboo-hoo-hoo.
Listen. Scatterboo needs to go. How did you feel about Cam Ward? There's a lot of controversy. Cam Ward getting it from Miami over Shedeur from Colorado.
Cam's a much better quarterback than Shedeur.
Which begs the question, if the Raiders continue on the trend that they're on,
They're probably
they
gonna
lock
pick
up the number one.
They're probably with the Raiders' history.
They'll pick it like a D lineman. We took a kicker from Houston.
No, they'll probably get, because they like the big names.
They like the pedigree.
Yeah.
Of
So
Shedeur.
they're going to get Shedeur. If they lock up the number one pick, that's where he's going for sure.
Yeah. So then
It's interesting to see where Cam's going to go.
Well, because it was interesting because then I saw something about the Giants, and the Giants were like, okay, you could go get Cam, or do you go take Travis Hunter? Now you got Malik Neighbors, you got Hunter, you got somebody else, and then you go get your quarterback next year. You potentially have Manning coming out, who's got some lineage in the Giants system.
I don't think Manning's going to come out next year. He's going to play 2 years.
I would think so too, but that's the kind of stuff they're talking about.
Yeah, no, because he's going to play 2 years. I don't think people were talking about Manning potentially entering the portal. I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
I don't think if he did it last year. I think maybe if Ewers comes back, but I think Ewers is coming out. He's going to the draft.
So, as the Giants, see the thing is, right? Because we run a team, right? And I feel that our team right now has a good culture, and culture's so important. Like, I don't know I don't know if I want Hunter, because Malik's already showing that he's a me guy. Do you want another guy like that in your locker room?
Well, and that's the problem. You're 100% right, and that's the problem with teams too.
Look at AJ right now. AJ and Jalen Hurts. They're having issues. They're having beef because they don't target him enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they won a game and they're still beefing.
Yeah. You're right.
And it's about that. So is that who you want to get, or do you want to get a player like Cam or one of these other quarterbacks that's more about the team?
And you're 100% right.
Because Cam, I mean, there's games, and yes, Miami really didn't play a tough-ass schedule. The Canes really didn't do much. But when he was asked to put 45, 50 points on the board, he put it. Mm-hmm. He lit up the scoreboard. And the defense let him down. I mean, they were, for God's sakes, against Syracuse, they were up 21 points. I mean, how much more of a lead do you want in the first half?
40 would have been nice.
I don't think we would even been, that would have been safe.
What?
And he's never once said, "Hey, my defense has blown it all season for me."
And I think that's what makes teams different. Successful ones, growing ones, because there are a lot of people that are just like, yeah, let's take that person. Yeah, let's take that person. But if they're not the right fit, how much damage can it do to your team? Because people now don't stay in their lanes. And, we experience that with teams in general, trying to remind people, okay, hey, listen, remember, this is your lane. This is your lane. And the more people you have in their lane, you're moving the right direction. Next thing you know, you end up Fast and the Furious, all over the freeway and stuff. And bad things happen. And I think you have to be able to find people. And we've told people no. Like, right. We've had plenty of people come to our team, and we tell them no. It's not the right fit.
I talked to somebody today who I thought was a really nice person. Kind of when I told her what we affectionately call our team office a fraternity house. And I was like, look, I'll be honest. If we're not here, the office knows. Like, when we come back from a trip or we go from somewhere, everybody's like, oh, my God, it's been so quiet here since you weren't here. And she just looked at me.
Good or bad.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know how to take it either way.
Most people like it because it feeds energy through the building.
Right. So they were like, well, so she looked at me and she's like, that's really not my personality. And it's funny because she interviewed with 2 other teams that I referred her to. I said, look, these 2 people have run great organizations. They're not as good as ours, but they're good organizations anyways. But you want to talk to them because I think that they have a little more structure. They have a little more kind of what you're looking for. And it's funny. One of them was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen," and the other one came to me and was like, "I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told her." And he's like, "I told her, if you want to learn and you want to get really good at your craft and doing real estate, get uncomfortable and join Ed's team, and just deal with nonsense." Like, join the Ogre Network,
deal with the nonsense.
Deal with them and how they operate, because they are fun, they are loud, they do love to crack jokes, they do love to always have a good time while they're selling real estate. They sell a ton of real estate, but the one thing you're going to do is you're going to learn, and you're going to get really, really good, because Aaron doing his thing in sales, Ed knows a lot, Mercy knows a lot with the transactions, so they're like, you're going to learn a ton. If it's not your personality to be outgoing and be a little more on the aggressive side, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be very uncomfortable for you to be in that group. But I am guaranteed that in 2 years, you'll come back to me and be like, I learned so much being a part of that world.
And I mean, that is the thing. I mean, you look at the agents that have come to us that have been with other teams or been in other programs or been with other brokerages, whatever the case may be. They've come to us with like, hey, we're not really doing much. And we're like, okay, what have you learned? Kind of give us a Reader's Digest, or where did you come from? Okay, got it. So they probably told you this, and this. Yeah, they did. Okay, forget all of that. Let's start over.
But that's the case. So then are you looking for where you're going to be comfortable, or are you looking for where you're going to learn and grow? You know, we brought somebody on today that hopefully is going to change the dynamic of what we do. And I think that person, and I'm not going to say who it is right now because I'm going to talk to her about it tomorrow, make sure we can make it like an official announcement. But I think that person is going to change the dynamic. So
we're just bringing in another chair for that person.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. But she's good at something that we are not.
Sure. Yeah. But that's what makes the team. That's what grows the team stronger.
Right, and that's what I was saying when I was talking to you and her today. Is we need to look at people. We need to look at and look for people that are really good at what we are not.
Yeah. Who, not how, baby.
That's it. I mean, that's really the easiest way we're gonna grow this and get crazy, and do more real estate and have more fun, and have trips to Miami. How are you going to do this when we, like, Mercy's 50th birthday if we do it in Miami?
G5, bro. Where's the G5?
Are you going to go?
If you get the G5, I'll go.
You're going to go on a private plane?
Yeah, dude, G5, bro. Because I can see the cockpit. I know if they jump, I can see them. Dude, I'm all in. It's the fear of the unknown.
Is that what it is?
It's the fear of the unknown.
Okay.
And it's just, that's the way I operate, the fear of the unknown. That's what gives me an anxiety.
Why?
Yeah. Because you don't know. It's the fear of the unknown. I have to do a better job of living in the present. Somebody said, oh man, I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to figure it out for next week. It was living. I think it basically, the quote was, living in the past leads to depression. Living in the future
leads to anxiety.
Leads into anxiety. Being in the present
brings you peace.
It brings you peace. Something like that. Yeah.
I've heard that.
But I was like, I saw it and I was like, you know what? I was like, that's really true. Because like me, like when I look at my past, like I love my past, right? You know, like the stuff that past, yeah. You know, and it's like, it's one of those cliche things. It's like the past is what got me here, right? My love for real estate and architecture when I was young. The salons brought me to Vegas. You know, unfortunately, the hand we were dealt with my dad passing led me more into real estate, which led me into this world. So like, although some parts I wish were different, I wish my dad was still here, but at the end of the day, it's what got me here. It made me who I am. So like, I don't hate that. But I could see how it could depress people. Like, hey, I look back. Oh, man, I haven't done enough. Oh, man. I mean, man, shoot, I do wish now. I wish I was hindsight. I wish I'd been in real estate 10 years prior, you know, or bought this, that. So I could see that. And then, yes, I do get anxiety thinking about the future. Like, I think we've gone through that. I'm always like, you know, what about this? What about that? What about that? And like, nobody's even said any, like, that's not even on the table right now. Like, why are you inventing issues, you know, or thinking like, you know, all that stuff. So it's a wild concept, but you know, I always see the stuff too, is that, man, if you want to succeed at everything, like the worst words you could have is comfort.
Yeah.
I mean,
Comfort definitely does make it hard to learn and grow and make mistakes, and life is full of mistakes.
Yeah.
Like it was funny because we were not funny. I don't want to say funny, but on the flight there, somebody had a medical emergency.
Real funny.
That's not what's funny. What's funny is on the way back, we had this one of the flight attendants that was helping this guy.
Oh, okay.
So we get on the plane, and I'm like, "Hey, real quick, do you know if that guy was he okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was just in some pain, so he took."
Got some gas.
No, he was in pain, so he took painkillers,
Oh, and the altitude.
and then the altitude jacked him up. So
It's kind of like a cocktail or two when you get that
No,
altitude.
yeah,
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. So
Hey,
he was like,
buddy.
no, he was like, "No, we're doing good." But that conversation actually led to him saying, "Hey, I'm going to be selling my house next year. Do you have a business card?" And I gave him a business card, and he's like, "Hey," and I told him, I said, "Look, I'll set you up for one of our systems, and it'll just give you an update on your property, and just let me know when you're ready. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to harass you. I'm not going to bug you. I'll just set you up for a search for an update, and when you're ready to sell, you call me." He's like, "Oh, perfect." And while we were talking to the guy on board, one of the things he said, which was really cool, was like, he's like, "Yeah, I'm I work to travel." And I was like, "Okay, explain a little bit." He's like, "Yeah, I work probably 15 to 20 days a month, because that money goes to pay my stuff and then plan my next vacation." So he just got back from being somewhere for a month. He's working all the way through next week, and then he's going to Puerto Vallarta to spend Christmas. Then he comes back. Then he's going to Cambodia for a month.
I do see people that like do all that travel, and I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. Then I realize like I'm too much of a homebody to travel that much. But
Dude, that would be cool as hell.
I see, and maybe I think right now, I think it will be better later in life when the kids have maybe like grown up and like kind of do
I just
their
think,
own
can I
thing.
open a real estate office there?
And it's just yeah.
Like, hey, if we go to Mexico, can I open an office there? Hey, if I go to
See, I'm thinking
Cambodia-
about like, do we have to bring the kids?
no kids. No kids.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking like me, Andy. Okay, like I can start traveling more. Just two of us seems less stressful. You know, that you don't have to do
Yeah,
as much.
yep.
You don't have to do as much entertaining. Like I feel like with the
Oh,
kids,
there's plenty of entertaining.
Hey-oh. Maybe we're going to Mexico then.
There's plenty of entertaining. So, what do you got on tap for this week, sir?
Hey, baby, we got to close out some of these last handful of deals that we're working on. I mean, and it is funny because I think about one of the deals that we have going on, and I think about how many times over it could have died or did die. It has been resuscitated. And our clients have been amazing. I mean, they continue just to thank us, which is awesome considering how much they've gone through with this home. And we weren't even part of the original process. No fault of our own.
Right.
You know, but they've asked us to kind of come in and help take over, and we've put them in a much better spot. But it does just make me think like you are as good as the team that surrounds you, because I could easily see a lot of agents being like, this thing died, I'm going to let it be dead and move on. And, so you have to have that balance of all in emotionally, and then that separation, and then like the business hat, and then like you have just that creative problem solving, like it just fits in your brain like a puzzle. Like,
Well,
but
it's funny you say that because I went to Miami for a listing, right? And the listing happens to be a probate. The person that passed away, they have tenants in the house, right? And the house is way bigger than anything in the neighborhood. The lot is double the size of anything in the neighborhood. So I went, and the tenants at first were very standoffish, to say the least. And I think that they thought I was there to kick them out and sell the property to somebody else. And I told them, I said, look, I'm not here to kick you guys out. She was like, my mom's trying to get pre-approved, and then she's trying to tell me the comp she's looking at. I'm like, look, I'll be honest with you. This is the numbers I looked at. This is what I think the house is going to go for. I think it's going to go somewhere between 700, 725. So it's in your best interest to to get approved for that number. She's like, well, I don't know. You know, the comps are at 450, 700 is all fixed. I go, yeah, but they're smaller houses. We're talking about this size house. So I explained everything to her. I told her about a couple different programs, and I explained a couple different things to her. And as we went through the process, by the end of the day of taking pictures and going over and walking the property, she was like, you know what, I want to apologize. Because, and I told her, I said, look, I get it. You know, you don't know me. I'm coming in as an agent. The lady who had a relationship with you passed away. Now it's her family. And now they're trying to make it difficult for you. You think that we're just here to kick you out onto the streets and try to do this another way.
Right.
I don't think really that's what's going to happen. I think we're realistically going to make it work for you if we can. But you got to be at the right price.
Right.
We're not going to give the property away.
Sure.
Because there's other people involved. So, and it made me super happy. I sent her a message today. I'm like, hey, I know that we met on Friday, but where are you with the pre-approval status? I need to kind of know so we know where we stand. She's like, oh, I got approved for what you guys are going to be asking. We're going to be writing an offer. And then one of the things which was funny is she's like, do I have to use you or can I use my grandmother? Because my grandmother's an agent. I'm like, you can write an offer with whoever you want.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
personally care. She's like, oh, okay. Because we don't. Like I
Right.
represent my client. I'm going to look out for the best interest of my client, and I don't want you to think that if you don't get it, that it's because I wasn't working
Sure.
for you. So I'd prefer
Right.
somebody else to work for you. Let me just do what we got to do. But today she's calling me. She's writing the offer, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done for her. But I just feel that like you said, it's the business being nice, trying to take care of people, and ultimately that's what we try to do, right?
Yeah.
If they can come really close to where we're asking, and everybody's in agreement with what we're gonna do, what does it matter?
Well, and I think that just goes down to the whole culture of establishing and building relationships within our team, being that family style and carrying that style out into our clients and making them feel like they're an extension of our family. And, you know, you end up with really cool moments like that, you know, and
So we just got to find a sponsor for tequila so we can take a shot on the next one.
all in.
You're all in on
Oh,
that
bro,
one.
The Rock's got some tequila, right? Hey, listen, friend of the show, Rock, Maui. Hey.
Maui,
Dwayne.
sponsor the show.
Dwayne.
We'll be more happy. Look, hey, Maui.
We got Marky Mark.
Maui.
And we got Marky Mark now in Vegas. Marky
Yeah.
Mark's got some tequila, I think, too. Let's make some phone calls.
Let's make it happen.
Marky Mark, we're going to need some tequila. You can put it right here. We'll move the books. We'll put it in a tequila stand.
We'll put a tequila bottle there.
I like it. I'm all in.
All right, brother. Have a good one.